We have some breaking news here on the Scratch Golf Show. Hot off the press, the PGA Tour is back on some BS and showcasing even more how behind the eight ball they are when it comes to content creators and content creation. If you're new here to the channel, welcome to the Scratch Golf Show. My name is Marco and I'm your host. Here we talk about all things golf, YouTube, and professional golf news, and we interview some of the top creators in the YouTube golf space. Before we get in today's video, I need two favors from you. Like the video and hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 7,000 subscribers by the end of this month. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. All right, so this is a pretty crazy story, and this is my reporting from my sources. I haven't seen anyone else break this news, so keep that in mind, and make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below, guys, because this is a pretty crazy story. And I'm going to set the stage for you guys, break the news, and then talk about a little bit after that. So just keep that in mind when I'm talking about this. So let's set the stage. As anyone knows, the PGA Tour has gotten into content creation, doing the Creator Classic. They did 3 of them this year, one at TPC Sawgrass in March, one at the Philly Cricket Club in May, and then the latest one in August at Eastlake at their finale of their tour championship. Now, when creators, people, whoever, influencers, whatever you want to call them, show up to do these creator classics and play in these creator classics, they aren't directly compensated by the PGA Tour. They're basically, I believe, offered a small stipend, very small amount of money to pay for expenses, food, etc. on the trip, but they're not directly compensated, which is rare-ish in creators. When you're getting the biggest and best creators in the world, generally you do have to compensate them in some sort of appearance fee, social media payment for posting, promoting, etc. We've seen them do it with Liv, and Liv does a lot of that. Liv, on the other hand, very much compensates a lot of these creators, and all of them, when they're doing all that for Liv, they're promoting, they're very well compensated for that. Now, with that being said, let's go back to the Creator Classic in August at Eastlake Golf Club. As you know, there was an 8-hole stroke play, and then the top 4 finalists go on in a single hole playoff to determine the winner of the Creator Classic, won by Brad Dahlke. Now, all right, so what's the news? A perk of making the finals of the Creator Classic was the finalists were offered an option to have a year-long membership at a TPC golf course. And if you don't know what a TPC golf course is, TPC stands for Tournament Players Club. It's a network of golf courses owned and operated and licensed by the PGA Tour. Think TPC Sawgrass, TPC Michigan, etc. There's probably a TPC golf course in your state. Generally, very good golf courses. So you think, yeah, that's an awesome perk by the PGA Tour to do that, to give them a year-long membership. And the PGA Tour could just give them a year-long membership, considering they own all the golf courses, right? Well, they could do that, but instead what the PGA Tour opted to do was utilize this as an opportunity to use this as a tax write-off. So basically, the creators were then 1099 for the equivalent of what they would get in income, as taxable income, for that perk. So it was essentially a perk with a bill. And I was told by sources that this was anywhere in the neighborhood from $3,500 to $5,000 in taxable income. Now, it's not necessarily, let me break it down, that it wouldn't necessarily be they pay that, but that is money that they're adding to their tax statement for their income upon when they claim taxes. So they do have to pay taxes on something that they didn't even know. And the PGA Tour, like I said, they could have just given these guys memberships to TPC courses, come out and say, hey, you're good, play whenever you want. But they decided to utilize this as a tax write-off. And these memberships are probably worth somewhere around, keep in mind, this is my opinion, so $20,000-ish. So it's not like that's a huge tax write-off for the PGA Tour. This is a non-profit, or I guess a for-profit entity now. Well, it will be a for-profit entity in the future, utilizing what, $75,000, $80,000 in a tax write-off. Like, really, you couldn't have just given these guys a membership to your golf courses? Now these guys are gonna have to budget out income and pay taxes on something that they didn't even get. This is like cash that they didn't even have. And, you know, some people can say, oh, I don't feel bad for these creators. At the end of the day, guys, like, this is still their full-time job. Like, if I was hit with a bill that I didn't know was coming, I'd be pretty upset as well. And and let me say this by saying, I mentioned in the intro that I wanted to talk about something else, because this is crazy. Like, in my opinion, this is a bit out of touch, and I'm not surprised given how out of touch the PGA Tour is with content creation, content creators. But they have something similar came up, I think last year or the year before, around Christmas time. The PGA, and let me set the stage here. The PGA Tour never paid people guaranteed money. It was always you have to make a cut to get paid. Until Live came around and injected all this money into golf, the PGA Tour had to follow to keep a lot of their players by injecting money into their tour. So they gave their players a like guaranteed of like I believe up to $500,000 for playing, which is great for those players. That's an awesome thing. We love to see these guys that get guaranteed money for playing, just like showing up, because it does cost money to get a hotel, plane, pay your caddy, your physio, whoever's on site with you guys. So it's good to see this money. Except around Christmas time, the PGA Tour never, and this is reported by someone else, not by me, I'm just relaying this story to you guys, that the PGA Tour didn't properly inform their players of the tax implications around this $500,000. And then even a couple days before Christmas had called some players and basically said, hey, you owe us back this certain money because of the taxes that you got for this $500,000. And a lot of these guys had no idea. They had no idea that this money would change the tax implications. And this is what I'm saying. Like, how are you about to call someone before Christmas, someone who's a grinder? Not, this isn't your Scotty Schefflers. These are more of, I'd say, Wesley Bryan type players. Mules is what they're called in the PGA Tour. And ask these guys for tax money. Like, it's really out of touch, and it just kind of rubs me the wrong way that the PGA Tour is using the creators as a tax write-off, essentially, instead of just gifting the membership. But hey, anyway, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like the video, and please hit that subscribe button. All that stuff really helps me. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy the Ryder Cup, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.